The Press newspaper's main building was right at the centre of Christchurch, and it was badly hit in the February 22 earthquake. Press staff decamped to their undamaged print site, and they're still there today. Press production manager Kirk says in the wake of a crisis, flexibility is everything.
Have a plan B, have a plan C.
The Star newspaper group is proof of the importance of backup plans. With their main building and press site both badly damaged, the Star set up at a cricket club in central Christchurch. Managing director Steve McCaughan says the Star Group was able to quickly arrange for independent newspaper The Ashburton Guardian to be their printer.
We were lucky that our friends at the Guardian Print come to aid us and help us through this difficult time. I mean, obviously with our printing press being compromised by the earthquake, we had to outsource our printing immediately.
Both newspapers scrapped their planned editions.
Normally we go up to 150 odd pages, but we just did a 24-page edition, one section, keep it simple. We dropped all the commercial inserts.
Colleagues at the APN-owned Star Group responded quickly too. Editor Clarke says the group decided to temporarily focus all their resources on producing a free daily paper, rather than try to roll out their normal twice-weekly papers. The Star ditched its broadsheet format for a tabloid.
On the February 23, it was very apparent that we did need a paper every day, and APN with its resource basically swung into action, and it was free, available in the morning, and we had great photos, as you would in an event like this, and lots of really good stories, and the momentum really snowballed.
At the Fairfax-owned press, reporters were already bringing in copy, and staff had confirmed that the printers would run. Thoughts were turning from how to how many.
The initial thought was to double the supplies to the areas that we knew were unaffected. So as John said, out in the regions we just doubled them. So if we had a supermarket on 80, we doubled that supply to 160 and so forth, went through like that.
When your city has just been trampled, you're desperate for information. And on February 23, when many locals were cut off from power and phone lines were largely down, the newspaper delivery trucks that managed to hit the streets despite all became a lifeline.
Some were turning into streets where people were forced out onto the road, and they were being applauded as they went by for delivering the paper as people were just recovering from that first quake.
The feedback from our subscribers and people buying a paper the next day was one of amazement.
If the earthquake reminded locals of how important newspapers can be, it also reminded the men and women behind those newspapers that you can have all the news in the world, but if you don't have a way to get that news out there, you're lost. The Press print site has been designed with its own water and electricity generators, so it can keep functioning even if another quake strikes.
That's the plan, and not only an earthquake, but power cuts, for example. With a generator, we should be fairly self-sufficient for maybe 24, 48 hours. So some good stuff has come out of this disaster.